10 Biden allies who promised us he was fine weeks ago. We're going to call them all out. We're going to call them all out. Remember when they told us, oh, it was Biden is great behind closed doors. There's a conspiracy theory. He has all his faculties. This is what do they call it? A cheap fake. This is cheap fake. All these other things the mainstream media and the pundits try to tell us and lie to us about Biden, which we knew was true. You know, people that was paying attention knew it was true. But a lot of leftists, a lot of Democrats had their head in the sand or lied or pretend like Biden didn't have any issues, like he didn't have any mental problems or dementia, anything like that. And I've been called I've been called things like conspiracy theorists and all this other crap. And then he went on stage and it was a disaster. And now the leftists are changing their tune and trying to push him out. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to call out all these bad Biden allies that knew what was really going on and lied to us. We'll show some clips of that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Wire's Married Alordi. And she reports that in the wake of President Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance Thursday night, Democrats are panicking. That's an understatement. Just weeks ago, though, they were assuring us that the president was just fine, asking us in the spirit of the Marx Brothers, well, who are you going to believe, me or your lying or your own eyes, or your lying ass eyes? Y'all know I said that, made that quote several times in the past few weeks because they try to lie to us. They try to gaslight us and pretend like everything was okay. But here's some of the Biden allies who defended the president's mental capacity against right-wing propaganda as recently as this month. Number one, Nancy Pelosi. Just this month, former Speaker Nancy Pelosi slammed the Wall Street Journal for reporting on Democrats who said that behind closed doors, Biden is showing signs of mental slipping. I remember this here. She posted this on X. She said, many of us spent time with Wall Street Journal to share on the record our firsthand experiences with POTUS, where we see his wisdom, experience, strength, and strategic thinking. Instead, the Journal ignored testimony by Democrats focused on attacks by Republicans and printed a hit piece. But you got the Wall Street Journal said some Democrats noted his mental acuity was dropping. And she went and attacked the Wall Street Journal. Pelosi posted on the social media that many Democrats talked to the Journal and shared their firsthand experience with Biden, where they see his wisdom, experience, strength, and strategic thinking. Instead, the Journal ignored testimony by Democrats, she said. Okay. Now, number two, Chuck Schumer. In February, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer defended Biden against the special counsel's reporting, saying that the president has a poor memory. Remember that? Remember when that came out? And they're still hiding the audio. They won't let us listen to the audio. But quote, I talk to President Biden regularly, usually several times a week. His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years, Schumer told reporters. I've been speaking to him for 30 years since we worked on the Brady bill, the assault weapons ban when I was a young congressman, Schumer said. He's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong. Is it though? Is it though? What you're saying is not computing with facts, but what we've seen, what we hear, what we heard. 3, Biden campaign co-chair Mitch Landrieu. In February, Mitch Landrieu, co-chairman of Biden's re-election campaign, said that suggestions the president is mentally unfit for office are, quote, bucket of BS. He said, I'm telling you, this guy's tough, he's smart, he's on his game, Landrieu said on MSNBC. So I'm just going to play this clip here. And mind you, he changed his tune later on. Right after the debate, he looked like he lost his puppy, and he admitted what we already knew, that Biden has lost it. But here we go. Let's play this clip here.
And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game. And as Secretary Mayorkas said a minute ago, when you go in to brief the president, you better have your big boy pants on. And this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS that's so deep, your boots will get stuck in.
Yeah, understood, but Americans don't agree with what you're saying. In fact, our NBC News poll found that 76% of voters are concerned about whether the president has the necessary mental and physical health to be president for a second term.
Yep. And again, I wish they showed the clip. They had the clip here of him after the debate and how he changed his tune. Maybe he was just delusional. I don't know. I don't know. But number 4, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. In January, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz accused those criticizing Biden mental capacity of ageism. Quote, "I've spent a lot of time with the president and he's great," Walz said on NBC. "We're talking, we're chatting and all this. And I think, we all get a little older. That's what happens. But you also gain that insight, I think, when it comes to these issues, working across the aisle to get things done. You see the president just doing this with dignity, doing it with class, getting up every day, doing the work. So I think he's just doing what he does." Somebody said, quote, Look, my mom," he goes on to say, "Look, my mom's 88, still living on the farm, drives herself," Walz said. But is she running the country, Walz? Does she have her hand on the nuclear football? You know what I'm saying? He goes on to say, "Folks are able to do this, so I think there's a little bit of ageism that goes to this. If it's not that, it would be something else. They attack all of us on something. This is part of it." Oh, I didn't know we had a clip here. I could have just played the clip. Sorry about that. Y'all had to listen to me read that. I'm still going to go ahead and play the clip. Let's play the clip.
I've spent a lot of time with the president, and he's great. We're talking, we're chatting and all this, and I think, we all get a little older. That's what happens, but you also gain that insight. And I think when it comes to these issues, working across the aisle to get things done, you see the president just doing this with dignity, doing it with class, getting up every day, doing the work. So I think he's just doing what he does, and I think it's kind of incumbent upon all of us. Look, my mom's 88, still living on the farm, drives herself. Folks are able to do this, so I think this little bit of ageism that goes to this, if it's not that, would be something else. They attack all of us on something. This is part of it.
The amount of coping, the amount of caping they do for Biden is just ridiculous. What they did for Biden. Now I think they just threw him under the bus. They're trying to get rid of him now. Number 5, Senator Alex Padilla. Senator Alex Padilla said in February that Democrats' task until November is to remind the American public that not only is Biden fit to do the job, he's doing a hell of a damn job, whatever that means. So let me go ahead and play this clip.
That's our task between now and November on the campaign side, to remind the American public, number one, not only is he fit to do the job, he's doing a hell of a damn job, right? If he was weak, he wouldn't have been able to rally our allies to support Ukraine against Putin's aggression, right? He wouldn't have driven the economy to such great success.
Success. The economy is a success, he says. How can he say that with a straight face? How can anyone say that with a straight face? The economy is a success while people are struggling to pay the bills. People are struggling to pay the rent in their mortgage and put food on the table. These people are liars. Number 6, Montana Senator Jon Tester. Again, in February, Senator Jon Tester said Biden has been absolutely 100% with it when Tester has been around him. So let's play this clip.
Joe Biden, when I've been around him, and that's not every day, but when I've been around him, when I've seen him on the news, he's absolutely 100% with it. Mm-hmm. And he's got his recall, his cognitive ability, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a doc, I'm a dirt farmer, but he's fine, and he's doing a good job. I think folks are making a bigger deal out of it than it is.
Oh, we are? We were? What about the Democrats now? Are they making a big deal out of it when it's not? Number 7, Congressman Dan Goldman. In February, Representative Dan Goldman went as far as to say that Biden is sharper than anyone he has spoken to about the Hamas attack on Israel. So here we go.
The memory lapses that President Biden is described as having in this report, this is not the first time anybody's raised issues of President Biden's acuity. And in fact, twice this week, President Biden referenced European leaders, conversations he had with them in 2021 when both those European leaders had long been dead. He confused Macron with Mitterrand. He confused Helmut Kohl with Angela Merkel. Are you really acting as if there's nothing to these issues or these concerns?
I've never seen this clip. I'm surprised Jake Tapper said.
Well, I saw from the White House counsel that they disputed this recollection of the interview. And I will tell you, Jake, I was in Israel on October 7th, as you know, and President Biden was nice enough to call me. And I can tell you, this was the day before that interview, I can tell you he was sharper than anyone I've spoken to about a very complex geopolitical urgent issue.
Oh, man, the gaslighting was unending. Number 8, we got Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, also in February. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said it was extremely unfair for Trump for a Trump appointee, referring to Special Counsel Robert Hur to offer his own opinion about the mental acuity or age of the president. He said, quote, "I've been with the President of the United States many times," Pritzker has said. "He is on the ball. The man knows more than most of us have forgotten." Anyway, Robert Hur, who had the interview with the president, admitted that the president forgot so many things. So, I mean, you can't argue with that. If it was a great interview, you think they would have released the transcript, they would have released the audio so we can hear it for ourselves. Well, number 9, Senator Chris Coons, just 3 weeks ago, Senator Chris Coons insisted that Biden showed not evidence of mental feebleness, but in fact, sharp and commanding. He said, quote, "Of course, Joe Biden is over 80 years old, and like any human being over 80 years old, that means there's a little diminished energy," Coons told Politico. He goes on to say, "I think what is highlighted in some of the, in my view, attack reels that I've seen," attack reels? You mean the actual videos of him talking and walking and standing still and staring off in space and sitting in trying to sit in chairs that aren't there? Those attacks? But anyway, he says that I see on the other news outlets is not evidence of mental feebleness, but is evidence of a lifelong stutter or the result of having an incredibly demanding schedule and having served in public life 50 years, he said. "When I say that I find him sharp and commanding, I have no concerns about his mental acuity." I'm being honest. No, you're not. You're being a liar. Lastly, number 10, Senator Raphael Warnock, and I can't stand Warnock. He said a year ago this month, Senator Raphael Warnock dismissed concerns about Biden's age, saying he's doing just fine. Warnock said at an Axios event he thinks Biden, quote, "will go down as certainly one of the most effective presidents we've seen, certainly in my lifetime." If he is effective in destroying this country. If you want to count that as effectiveness, then yes, he is definitely effective in trying to turn the United States into a third world country. He's very effective in that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, about the Biden lackeys coming out lying for him in the past, and now they're coming out and actually trying to get rid of this man for the same stuff that we were calling him out on years ago. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.